adopted 12 children. My wife and I had been married close to 5 years and found out that we couldn't have children on our own. So we had looked at several different adoption agencies, and because of the expense, we wasn't able to afford an agency. And we were looking through the LDS Church, and I was at 27 at the time, and it was a 2-year waiting list, and so I'd have been 29 by the time we got the kids, and that was getting to the upper limit of being able to be eligible to adopt. So we did a private adoption. We put an ad in the newspaper, in Arizona State University's student newspaper. It said, "A loving couple would like to adopt a baby," and we had multiple responses right away, and we interviewed a couple of young women, and one of the young women that we had interviewed said that she would like to give her baby up to a stable family, and she was, I don't know, 6 or 7 months pregnant, and so we offered to pay her medical expenses, and we ended up adopting a beautiful little baby girl, and then we moved from Arizona to Idaho. A year later, she called us back and said that she was pregnant again and would like to know if we would be interested in adopting that little boy, and we said we would, and we adopted him. And then we started the foster care program about that time period, about 1990, 91, something like that.
It's been a busy journey, roller coasters and peaks and valleys, and it's been awesome though. For the most part, it's been fun, but there are challenges.
Yeah. So when these kids come in, I bet you're so sad to see them leave.
Yes, for the most part, yes. But also happy if they're going back to a good situation where their parents can take care of them, and if they turn their lives around, then it's a good situation, then we're happy.
I remember one time my wife was in Arizona, and I was called by Health and Welfare and wanted to know if we had some room for children. And I think we had, I'm not really sure, we had 5 children in our home at the time, and with the foster children that we had and the respite care children, we had 15 children in our home, and it was a lot of fun. And my wife comes home and sees that I'd had 15 kids at the home. She was pretty surprised, but we've had our ups and downs with the adoption process. We ended up with 4 boys, and we could only take 2 of the 4, and the 2 boys went to another foster family in Idaho Falls, and they ended up being adopted by that family, and then we ended up adopting David and Dennis, and then we had Holly. We adopted her as an open adoption. Chantel and Skylar, our first 2 children, are open adoptions also, meaning that the mother has correspondence with us and with them. And Holly's mom, she has an open adoption. It's an open adoption with her, and she corresponds with her on her birthdays and holidays. She'll come to our home and visit, and every now and again we even run into her, and it's a real cordial, nice thing. And then these last 3 boys that we've adopted, it's also an open adoption. We've had correspondence with the grandmother and grandfather and aunts and uncles and cousins, and the kids talk to them on the phone on a regular basis and email them and text them, and we even take them out to dinner, so it's been a lot of fun that way. The goal is to reunite the families. That's kind of what the goal of the state is, and if the reunification of the family or the foster children can't go back, then the children are placed up for adoption. And we haven't had any children that have been foster children that have been in our home that could not go back that we didn't adopt. So that's kind of what the state's plan is.
I just want to put kudos out there to the CASA workers, and those are the people who are court advocates who go to court and try to make sure that the state is doing their job, and they're in it for the kids to make sure that this is the best placement for the kids, and it's just an all volunteer thing. And we've had some amazing CASA workers who have taken their time and efforts to go to court and represent these kids, just totally volunteer. And I appreciate all the social workers who have helped us